Hi again, it's Douglas Lucky Larson with Real Estate Deals on the Retire Early and Often channel. Today we're looking at a really cool tiny house that we bought this past spring. Once again, I'm not a real estate agent or a broker. I do not give advice, but I do provide infotainment and you can do with it what you want. Now, on this channel, Retire Early and Often, we talk about creating a lifestyle with the right kinds of assets. It's not about how many real estate properties you own or the number of stocks in your portfolio or the amount of gold or Bitcoin or whatever. It's about controlling the right kinds of assets that will help create the best lifestyle for you and your family, that will allow you to fulfill a bigger purpose than just accumulating stuff or titles or insincere followers on whatever platform. You have a purpose, and with the right mindset, education, plan of attack, and perseverance, you can fulfill that purpose. Again, it's not about owning stuff, because too much stuff will often own you. Now, most people on YouTube talk about tiny houses, regarding having a minimalist lifestyle, a tiny carbon footprint, a debt-free life, and overall freedom from stuff. And I won't argue with any of those things, but that's not what this video is about. Other people may talk about tiny houses as an affordable housing alternative for homelessness and unaffordable housing, really worldwide right now. Again, great ideas, but again, not what this video is about. Still, other tiny house advocates brag about their tiny home Airbnbs. Another great idea, but again, not really what this video is about, although short-term rentals is a concept that will come up a little bit later. Now, I found this tiny home on a local classified ad website in Utah. This website, associated with a local newspaper, is not Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, although those also are great places to look if you're trying to find something like this. Now, I was actually looking for a real house to buy because that's what I do. It's been very difficult in 2021 to find great value properties for rental or for flips, so I was checking the classifieds for the term home for sale, and I found this cute little tiny house listed for sale about 90 minutes north of me. Now, normally I will buy a house and fix it up and rent it for a decent little monthly cash flow, so I thought maybe this tiny house could work as well. On the next couple slides, we'll take a short tour inside and outside the house, and on the final slide, we'll talk about the actual cost and monthly returns. What do we have? Yep, here we go. Now, all this stuff on the back side of the unit is air conditioner and the electrical hookups, and down here you can actually see right by the trailer hitch, you can see there's a place for 2 propane tanks to also hook up. That's for the hot water inside. AC unit right here. This requires 220, but once you plug it in to a 220 outlet, whether it's at an RV park or in your backyard or some other property that you have, as long as you've got water in and power and some way to get rid of your wastewater, man, you're good to go. This thing is all ready. Way over here, you can see your little hookups right here. That's for filling your freshwater tanks. I have a picture of them on the next slide, but I actually don't know the size of those tanks. But anyway, you can also see it's on a really big, nice trailer and double axle. The tiny house was built in, I think, 2017. And I don't know what its original purpose was, but I know it was built really well and looks pretty self-sufficient. Let's go to the next slide. So, looking at the inside of the property, if you walk in the front door, here's what you'll see, this picture up here in the middle. I'm just going to move these things around so you can get a better view of it. So you walk in, and here's obviously a sink and a bed. If we look right over here, you can actually see that the bed is normally a couch. Burp, burp. Yep, I created a way so that there's a little platform that folds out of the couch and just flops over and easily turns into a bed. It's about a twin-size bed. We did replace these cushions. The ones that came with were a little bit old and worn out, and so we got these from an RV store. It did come with the table. It did come with the ladder. We added if I can erase something here, we added back over here. You can't see it very well, but there's a little closet right here. It just didn't have the right storage areas, so we did change that. Let's back out here just a little bit. As we can see, way up here, this is the sleeping loft, and I added this little bar here just for ease getting up and down. The ladder's great, but you need something to hang on to, so I added this little bar rail here. Plenty of room up in the sleeping loft. You could center the bed if you wanted to, but not necessary. It depends. Are there two people sleeping in that bed or just one? As you look down at the lower part, so we did show you the kitchen over here with the sink on the opposite wall. There's this little area of the kitchen here. Now, it's just got a little microwave and a fridge. And then right here, this is a really unique thing. I have since found these on Amazon, and I'm not sure if you could find it at a local store if you tried, at Home Depot or a Lowe's or Best Buy. It's got two burners on top of this little toaster oven, and I say little, but this is, it's a fairly decent size. You're not going to be cooking a giant lasagna in there or something, but for most things, a plate of nachos or something, yeah, it'll really cook that. But on top, you've got the two burners. Pretty clever. It just plugs into 110 and you're good to go. Erasing this to get it out of the way, and then looking down here, underneath the bed couch thingy is this. This is your water tank. Clever place to put it. So it's out of the way, and you can easily access it just by lifting up the boards that make up your little seating area. But it's hidden, but it's also very functional. It's a good size, so it's nice to know that you've got plenty of water for your needs if that's needed. Bathroom. Let's look here in the middle. This is a composting toilet. They're about $1,000, and it came with that. I can't say that I'm an expert. You can watch a couple YouTube videos and get a feel for how well they're made and how to use them. But everybody needs to go poop somewhere, so that's one way to do it where you're off grid. Anyway, pretty clever. This right here is the doorway going into the bathroom, and this is a cute little slider that slides closed and open, and it's a nice way to wall off your bathroom area, but if you don't have a way to really swing a door wide open, a little slider like that can totally work. It does have a shower, and the shower has its own little water heater. It's pretty clever. Anyway, most of these things are pretty common to tiny homes, but I just wanted to give you a little quick tour of the inside and a couple of the changes we made, including the couch easily folding into a bed, and the closet that we put in way at the back. So those things made it just a little more livable for most people who would have, more than just a backpack to live out of. I mean, if you brought, a couple suitcases for a couple adults, it might be difficult without a little bit more storage. Moving on to the next slide, let's talk about some of the actual numbers. So, the purchase price was advertised at $24,500, and we did about $500 of improvements, as I mentioned. I like this view from up in the loft, this one way up here in the corner. As you look down, it makes it look really spacious, but again, it's like 8 feet wide and about 18 feet long. This is not huge, but it's a tiny home, and the picture below it right here, this is its current setting. So we'll talk about that in just a second. That's in Idaho. After our improvements, we're into it for a total of about $25,000. What I did was I put it on Facebook Marketplace for $39,900, and I think I probably could have sold it if I wanted to just cash out of it. But what we're always trying to do with creating a lifestyle is bring in income streams from various sources. So I offered it at terms. We had paid cash for it, so I offered it at $5,000 down, and then monthly lease option payments at $579 per month for 72 months. If everything is, and it's all spelled out in the lease, if everything is paid on time by automatic payment into our account every single month for 72 months, then the renter will actually own it on a kind of a rent to own. Now, if you add up all of the numbers with what he put down, which is this $5,000, and then the monthly payments over the 72 months, the total is, and I just covered it up with my big fat marker, the total is $46,664. And so if you minus out what we've got into it, this 25,000 here, then our total profit will be 21,664. Now here's the interesting thing, is I had at least 6 or 7 people that were very interested in doing this deal and using it for themselves. You know, a little man cave in the backyard, or a little writer's retreat, or, you know, maybe a guest house in their backyard. But this particular gentleman, he is using it as an Airbnb. And he's got about 50 Airbnb units. Some are Airstream trailers. Some are houses or parts of houses. Some are condos. But he's got these all over the place. Utah, Idaho, I think Wyoming, a couple other spots around the West. And he picked this up and put it on a property that he has. It's kind of a family property. And I just thought it would be great to know a little bit more about it. I understand the nightly rental space just a little bit, but you know, it's just so easy for me to kind of get easy money and not have to manage things, you know, on a nightly basis. Even if it's 3 or 4 nights that somebody stays, I mean, you still have to worry about cleaning it each time or hiring somebody to do that. And it's just not something that I've gotten into. I'm getting old and lazy. So it may be something I might be interested in the future, but for right now, it's just not a part of my modus operandi. So anyway, but that's his deal. So he makes probably, with what he told me, again, it hasn't even been in his location for an entire year. And because it's on wheels, he can put it in different locations according to the season. He's got a place in southern Utah that's a great spot for winter. But he was telling me that, you know, with the other properties he has, he expects to make between about $1,500 and $2,000 a month in rentals. Then he pays me the $580, and so you can see he's making over $1,000 a month on in cash flow on this property. So I'm making my almost 600. He's making, you know, another 1,000 or so net on top of that, and everybody's happy. That's the wonderful thing about real estate, is if you're a little bit creative, you can find a way to make things work. So anyway, I just thought that some of these numbers were pretty interesting, and it's something that really, whether you're an investor or you want to live in the thing or whatever, or you're like the guy leasing it from me, there's lots of ways to make money and build a lifestyle. Now, only owning and controlling assets definitely helps with lifestyle. But remember, the goal is not just owning cool stuff and having bragging rights. It's all about creating and living a fulfilling life with purpose, relationships. Now, please like, subscribe, and share, and watch more of my videos right here on the Retire Early and Often channel. Thanks.